Hey, this is a very random thing for me, but I'm a very random person. You don't have to say if you don't want to, I just want to share my idea. It's not incredible, but it's alright. So, the idea is FNAF Survival Guide. A FNAF survival game. Going camping in Fredbear Forest goes dark and dangerous. After entering, the gate closed behind the main character, closing off the tall fence around the woods. The other side surrounded by cliffs towering over the camping grounds. The first day seems pretty normal. Quite nice, actually. You get a one-way radio with a helpful stranger guiding you. You get set up, and everything is good. Halfway through the day, though, the first day, holes in the ground appear, almost like some things have been digging themselves out of the ground. Night falls. It's fairly quiet. Crickets chirp. You have a campfire lit, crackling away. The radio opens again. The voice is more serious now. Listen, camping here was a mistake. You have to get out. Keep the fire lit. Hide if you have to. Sounds of footsteps creeping around. As midnight hits, a classic tune can be heard in the distance. Almost like on a music box of sorts. It begins. Heavy thumping sounds heard in the woods. Unknown metallic creatures wandering aimlessly in the night. Melted Chica, overgrown Foxy, muddy Bonnie, and burnt Freddy. The metallic thumping and squeaking is spaced out, the creatures moving slowly, and in no particular pattern. But one of the noises seems closer than the rest. Check your surroundings with your torch. Keep an eye on your battery and stay alert. If you run out of energy, it's over. If you see Bonnie coming, hide. He won't know you're there. But he will put out your fire. Wait for him to leave. And get the fire going again. If that is out too long, the bear will come. As long as it's lit, he won't dare come near. He won't get burned again. The others are still getting themselves going again. They'll come back later. Survive till dawn. The player survives through the first night. Day 2 begins, and the animatronics power down as the sun rises. They will still be where they were. They can't function during the day. You probably shouldn't get too close though. I'm sorry, kid. The gate is locked. It will only open after another 4 nights. There's not much choice. Try and fortify your camp. You're gonna need it. Something's gonna be built or crafted from this point. Sleeping is an option to get twice as much energy back, but you might not have the resources you need. Otherwise, some edibles will restore energy. If they shut down your camp, it might be a good idea to move. It might also be good to make multiple camps anywhere, so you can move throughout the night. I know Chica will be drawn to any fire. That will be the hard part. Keeping multiple fires going might help. But it will be more dangerous, wandering around like that. Chica won't cross any small streams though. The player won't get told this. Having fires on both sides of a river could really help. Multiple fires in a small area really wouldn't be good, drawing Chica in more aggressively. Night 2 begins. It's a little windy and some of the trees are creaking. That's no good. Hearing the mechanical monsters is important. I bet they'll take advantage of the confusion. It's harder to hear them, and they're a little bit more aggressive this night. Day 3. As it begins, an explosion is heard a distance away. If the player explores, they can find a cave, seemingly opened from within by an explosion. Foxy's been quiet. Too quiet. He may not like this. I think he's been watching. Hiding amongst the foliage. I've seen his eyes before. Watching. Just watching. He blends into his surroundings, camouflage. You won't see him coming unless you have your light on him. Flash him in the face and you should go away. Night 3. It's scarily still. Not even any normal night sounds. And Foxy can literally only be seen in torchlight, and blends really well with plants. If he gets too close, he rushes you. Day 4. Slowly gets more overcast, and large footprints can be found around. For the first time since the beginning, the radio remains silent. Night 4. Darkness. The moon is behind the clouds, and it's harder to see. The wind blows strong. Day 5. It rains from time to time randomly. At some point, the radio crackles for a bit before dying. There isn't much hope. Night 5. Rain, wind, darkness. A large shadow slowly getting closer, only visible when lightning illuminates it. Time reaches 5 AM, and the radio splutters to life. You have to run for it. Go for the gate. The player reaches the gate safely, almost like the animatronic stopped. The large shadow of an animatronic gets closer and closer, grabbing the player and lifting them up. Water flowing down its moss-covered body, flowing along the scratches and grooves. A moment of silence, and a familiar voice comes from the giant Freddy-like monster. Don't come back. And tosses you over the gate, and you black out. Day 6. Your eyes open. The morning sun illuminates the gate before you, as it opens on its own, swinging wide open. Cut to black. FNAF Survival Guide. So, the idea being that the giant animatronic at the end was the radio guy somehow, and he's not like the others, but also he's kind of trapped like them. I didn't say anything, but the cave opening was supposed to be the big giant getting out of the cave to eventually help the player escape. I wanted it to feel like it was actually bad to have the giant monster coming for you, but then the truth is revealed all in one moment. The player is left wondering why, assuming that the radio guy didn't want to be what he is, hiding away unseen and trapped. But that's basically the whole idea. This just started out as an idea of a survival game where it just gets darker after the first night, and somehow FNAF became a part of it. I don't remember how. The original title that I came up with while coming up with one was FNAF Survival Mode, but Survival Guide works way better with what it is. All the characters' stuff was random and on the spot, and it just worked. The versions of the animatronics, like the way that they kind of worked with their environment. The radio guy, I added him in after most of the process, but was an unintentional nod to Phone Guy. The weather changes was part of the idea all the way through. I had to rearrange a few things as I went around, and it turned out alright. Like, it was going to be like, the second night was going to go dark, but I moved that further back for the sake of other stuff, to make it seem progressively more unsafe, I guess. I think the reason FNAF got involved in the idea was because I wanted things to be roaming around the woods, and I thought Ballora wandering around the woods playing music would have been cool, but I didn't think it would fit with the idea and what it became. I also wanted to add another animatronic. I couldn't come up with much though, but I did think about a Boy Scout version of Balloon Boy. That would have been good, I think, but I still don't know how that would fit in. I wrote this whole idea in 2 hours, so it's not incredible, but it works impressively well considering. I started thinking about it a bit before midnight and knew I had to write it down. And I finished what I've said here, which would probably just be more of a first draft than anything else. But I finished working on it by 1:30 in the morning. I just wouldn't be able to sleep at all if I didn't finish the thought, and I still didn't sleep much, so it's fine. Anyway, I just wanted to put this idea out there, because I thought it was cool, and if I tried to make it myself, it would just be the jankiest thing ever. If I really put time into learning the game, like a game engine, I could make something, but it would really not do it justice. But anyway, that's everything here, so thank you for listening to this whole thing. I hope you enjoyed the idea.